Welcome to episode 2 of Sangatsu no Lion. Last time we were introduced to Rei Kiriyama and his situation, and I loved it. I was immediately engrossed, so I can't wait to learn more about what's going on. We're going to watch the episode and discuss it. Subtitles and timer are on the screen if you want to follow along that way, or you can pull up the episode on your own on the side. So let's get into it. In 3, 2, 1, play. Continuing the town by the river. Yes, this guy took his mail. This hardened criminal, clearly the mastermind behind the evil organization. Or something. Okay. A shogi rival. He got a notification, so he knew he'd get his own. And he just couldn't wait. Nikaido. Yep, I wanted to give it to you personally. He's very excited for this match. Okay, so I don't know if he is 2 years older than Rei. Damn, 10 years ago. Been at it for a long time. Okay. He just decided that ever since, and he has way more interest in Rei than he seems to have in him. So yeah, I guess they're probably the same age. It just took him 2 years longer to reach 4 Dan. Whoa, my god. Is that Nobuhiko Okamoto? It sounds like him. Wow. This is like a parasocial relationship. Oh my god. The elevator doors, the sweat, the baseball. This man is very intense. Oh my god. For somebody all like quiet and reserved like Rei. Oh my god, he's surrounded by all these hyper people. It's like somebody who watches somebody's videos on YouTube and thinks that they're their friend, but of course the YouTuber doesn't know that person. And they're like, no, I love him. He's my best friend. Or like a celebrity. Just anybody like that. If you ask them what their relationship is, the answers would be very different. That was a very energetic opening scene. Alright, hanging out at his place with pizza and soda. A what? Bishop and Rook? I know those. That's chess. So, I guess shogi has its similarities. He's just sitting over there in the corner. Not the corner, but... Alright, he's just being assailed entirely by this fat man. So, okay. His lifelong rival, apparently. So while the beautiful OP is playing, let me say that if you enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel. Sangatsu comes out every Friday, with other videos every single day of the week. Also check out the description down below for links to Twitter and Discord if you want to hang out there, and Patreon, where you can support the channel and get these videos early, get polls and vlogs and all that stuff. I'm gonna listen now. I love the colors, the visuals, like the screen shake, all of it, and the song. I showed my girlfriend this opening, and she seemed to be liking it. And then I told her, it's Bump of Chicken. And she was like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's the name of the band. And I don't think she believed me. Like, I looked it up, and she was like intentionally staring at the screen as I looked it up to prove it to her. Like she really needed proof, because I don't think she believed me. She was like, why Bump of Chicken? I'm like, I don't know. Why not? So, Akari. That is the oldest sister. Okay, staring out at open waters. Guess that's as good a pre-match ritual as any, looking out at the water. Say we're kind of just watching his commute again, but now getting his thoughts as well. Surrounded by water a lot as a kid. Oh, that's it? So it's not like all the time. Not even one a week. Alright, yeah. Okay, so yeah, if you win a lot, you'll play a lot more. What else does he do other than... I mean, he goes to school, of course. School, shogi, hanging out with the sisters. So learning a little bit about the shogi tournaments. And not being attacked by pigeons. Hello, sir. Okay. Alright, this guy praying to the gods to let him win. Well, I don't think you're going to win. Sorry. It's a little too early for him to be losing like that. Amoeba-like. Whoa! You don't need to attack the man. Choking him to win is not... That's not honorable, good sir. That's called avoiding social interaction, which... That's relatable. Quite a bit older. Pure offensive. That's like how I am in video games. What is strategy? Don't know what that is. Why is there one guy with a very standout blue shirt and blonde hair? If I cover the board, you can't see it, and I win. Hello. What's happening with this man? Alright, I'm glad. For you, I guess. Some American guy or something? Smith? With his very fluent Japanese. I don't know what the Dons are all about. I don't know how many there are. I'm not a shogi guy. But we'll learn it all. We'll see how it goes. Here. Just slowly, quietly. Yep. He's going to be like, was that a good move? Did he win? Checkmate? Okay, a pawn. Alright. So yeah, like the pieces are named the same as chess as far as I can tell, but... Well, there's a horse? Is that like a knight? Okay. Sure. He's all sweaty. He's got these intense expressions, and Kiriyama's just kind of... Whoa. And then cut back over to him. Oh my god. The man is aging rapidly. Whoa. Since we're playing a little board game here, that makes me think of Hunter x Hunter, and then I see that man aging like that, and I once again think of, like, Welfin or Nav. It's a shame, pal. You fought the main character, so it's just how it had to be. Aw. Oh, well, don't tell him that. He wanted his sick grandpa to see him on TV. Because his grandpa taught him how to play shogi as a kid. Oh, man, look what you've done. Look what you've done. That's fucked. I mean, it's not, because, like, you gotta play the game and somebody has to lose, so, you know, it's perfectly fair and natural, but, you know, it's a sad situation for him, of course. Nobody wants to lose. Who cares? Oh, hello. I like the dress. I like it. The lack of nose is a little weird in that angle, but in general, solid work. On the character design. All right. So yeah, I guess this is what she does. On the surface, I guess she has to put on this this face for work. There you go. Yes. Yeah, I mean, she definitely is. Alright, he's over it. He's a very excitable man, so, you know, he's not going to dwell on it. He's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up for winning. Well, it's definitely nice if you're not being forced to do it, if you don't want to. Nice. Do you have experience with that? The way that... Whoa. Okay, there's clearly some backstory there. Who was forced to drink and then abandoned? Oh, that happened to him? And that's how they met? Wow. So, they haven't known each other for that long. He looks mostly the same here, not that much younger. March City. Hey, there's a tie-in to the title. So he was a very skinny boy. I mean, he probably doesn't, like, eat a ton now or anything, but probably more now that he knows them. But he was very, malnourished. Wonder what the hell his life was like then and who he had been hanging out with. Like a warm family environment. That's cool. We got to see how they met. Because he was abandoned in front of her club. Whoa. Don't get the wrong idea, buddy. He's so excited. Which, I mean, of course he would be. Okay. Same person, but yeah. She'll act a little different. I agree. The other side of the bridge. Good stock of food. My God, man, how did you get to that state? Gotta be prepared. Oh, we got cities named after months. If only. Luckily for me, Wendy's is right down the street. But so are the grocery stores, so it's perfect balance. And 7-Eleven. So, like, all my options are right over there. And Dairy Queen when I want my ice cream. It's great. Wow. That is serious. Seems like it. That's major levels of stress. But that is understandable. Alone in a new place. And it seems like you met the right people. The kind of people who would bring color to your life. Seems like they did. Yeah, like when somebody tells you that, you'd be like, are they serious? Like, would they really just want me to come over anytime? And you doubt it, but just being told that made him feel good anyway. The town is on fire! Fireworks in the day? What? It's little Momo! She's so cute. Yeah, just all the basic cheap stuff. I mean, it's not, I don't know if he prefers it, it's that, it's just so easy to eat, easy to make, easy to stay at home and eat by yourself. It's like, shit, I've offended them by not coming over. Like, they're clearly teasing him, but he's taking it pretty seriously. Oh, nice. He can help them buy some extra stuff. Fried chicken. Bump of. I'll have a bump. Understandable. Why should you? What? Oh, this is the flashback again. Just stick your hand down in there. Or she'll do it for you. Oh, she is gonna do it for him. Oh my god. Okay. That's very kind of her. She's a very nice person, clearly. Yeah, she got to see you, sort of in a, less than, perfect state immediately as soon as she met you. She kind of got to see you with your guard down and just... It's all uphill from there. Little vegetable horsies. So it seems their parents are both dead then? Because last time I thought they just said mom and grandma. But I don't think they mentioned the dad, but now, there you go. His parents are dead too. And there's a girl. That was a little girl, right? Does he have a sister? Is that who that was in the beginning of episode 1 who was insulting him? Or did she die too? Because if he lived with like a foster family, she might have died too. That would suck. They didn't mention her here, but... Yep, I assumed car accident. All three of them. Maybe because it never happened. Maybe you never really did fully regain it. Yeah. You're very lucky to know someone like this. I mean, she's unbelievably kind. I can't wait to learn more about her. And the others. I don't know how much there will be to know about Momo, but the others. I don't know, maybe Momo's very complex. We'll see. That's nice. Harsh and windy around you, but that warm meal from the friends keeping you warm. How precious. Okay. That's episode 2. I will not skip the ED, because I'm going to listen to it. But I'm going to end it right there. You can listen to it too if you want. But either way, I'm not going to stop you. You want to listen to the ED, go ahead. That's none of my business. But let's discuss the episode. All right, episode 2. We get to meet some new characters, get a little more insight into some, like Akari, and into some of their backstory, learning how they met, some more of what happened to Rei in the past. I didn't like this one as much as episode 1. Episode 1 just did such a great job establishing an atmosphere and a tone, and so far I definitely like those more slow, gloomy, atmospheric scenes more than the hyperactive comedy ones, but it's a good mix, and I like the way that's used in the story and with the characters. And like the character we meet at the beginning, Nikaido, who just kind of comes in, is insane, and then isn't in the rest of the episode, and it's like, that was a little jarring. It works well enough. It's fine, and I'm sure we'll learn a lot about him or those other 2 shogi guys. Maybe them not so much, because they seem more minor, but it seems like the kind of show where a lot of focus will be put into its characters, and there will always be more to them than maybe meets the eye. We learn a lot more about Akari here, and see just how nice of a person she is, and she looked damn good in that dress at her job. We get to see more of her life and how they met, and she's just so sweet, taking care of him, inviting him to dinner all the time, helping him out when he needed it, despite not knowing him at all, telling him he can come over anytime, and even putting her hand in his mouth to help him vomit to get over being drunk. And she just seems so adorable, and so I'm sure there will be more going on with her. There's gonna be probably another side to her that we don't know yet. But yeah, just so far, I'm still liking it a lot. The visuals are great. I love the stylization, character designs, the way the background looks, voices. We got Nobuhiko Okamoto Bakugo as Nikaido. Like I said before, Hanakana is Hina. Akari's has been in a ton of things. She was Dustiness for the La Latina in Konosuba. I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have figured that out, because here she's just like super sweet and nice and quiet. And in Konosuba, she's like, abuse me! So, you know, if you've never seen Konosuba, that might have been weird, but that's what she's like. So, it's just accurate. The blonde guy, Smith, is Tomokazu Sugita, Gintoki. So, that's cool. But yeah, just learning more about Rei. His parents, at least, died in a car accident when he was pretty young. We saw a sister, too, and there's no mention of her, so it's possible that maybe they were separated after that, that she could have been that person at the beginning of episode 1 insulting him, but I don't think so. I'm assuming she died as well, because it seems like just the ultimate tragedy, and then he was alone after that, so I think she probably died as well. And that's what started this mindset of his that he's never quite gotten over. So yeah, for them, his whole family to die suddenly like that, to then be put into a seemingly abusive environment. We don't really know all the details of what his life was like, which I really want to, but just seeing him end up in a situation where he was taken advantage of by some older people, like forced to drink and then left behind on the curb, really sucks. And he was kind of skinny and malnourished. I don't know if that's because of just the way that he is or certain other situations, because I don't know where he was living at the time. That wasn't all that long ago, it didn't seem. And just his general misgivings about winning in shogi. We see all this stuff topped on top of him, just being in a new place, alone, like he talks about, how he was super stressed at the time. All these things building up to give him the mindset that he has. But yeah, like Akari, just super nice and sweet. I can't wait to learn more. Like I said, Momo is probably pretty straightforward. I don't know how much there's just going to be going on in the life of a 4-year-old or whatever, but everybody else I'm sure will have a lot to them. It was just great seeing some shogi. That was my least favorite part of the episode, when we're just watching the moves, because I don't know what's happening. I recognize some words because they're also used in chess, but then in shogi it's completely different, and I don't know how the game works. And it's not going to be a shogi show. It's going to be about the characters, but it seems like there are going to be some scenes, I don't know how often or how long, of just shogi happening, and for the most part I'm not going to know what's going on. But the main thing, it's not generally seemingly like a lot of sports anime where you really get into watching the sports and you have these episodes long matches. It's mostly about the feelings of the characters, it seems. So while I'm not totally following the exact moves and the exact things that it's saying on the screen, I'm still getting what's happening as his opponent's face completely deteriorates in shock and despair. And it also gives insight into the characters as you see Rei just... So you see their mental states as they're playing, which is nice. And one of my favorite moments was when the other guy talked about his grandfather. He's like, he wanted to win and be on TV so that his grandfather could see him, because his grandfather is sick in the hospital and he taught him to play shogi when he was young. And I was like, oh man. So that immediately makes Rei sad. And it's just, it is what it is. You know, when you play a game, there's a winner and a loser. Somebody's got to lose, and that's just how it is. You can't escape that. That's just a natural consequence. But speaking of other sports anime, even though I haven't seen maybe a ton, that's something that Haikyuu does really well, from what I've seen, of making you always kind of root for the opposition, at least a little bit. You want the main characters to win, but they always do a good job of showing that the people on the other team are real people as well, and they have their own hopes and dreams and reasons for being there. And when they lose, it's really sad, especially when you get into a tournament and you're in the very first round and somebody has to lose in the first round, but you don't want it to be anybody because it just sucks, and then somebody, of course, loses because that's just how it works, and you have to watch them leave crushed that they lost immediately, even if it's just some random team that we just met today and they're not the main characters. It does a good job of making you feel bad for these people who lose, and really make you understand the feelings of everybody involved and how it feels to lose and to fail and to work hard to try again later. And so, yeah, for Ray to experience those kind of things, to think about that and think that, oh shit, like, I feel so bad when, I mean, it is sad, of course, but, you know, you can't beat yourself up about that. You can't feel bad about it. You know, you played the game, he played the game, you know there's going to be a winner and loser, and it turns out how it turned out. You were better, and that's just how it is. And he clearly got over it very fast. He's a very happy-go-lucky, excitable guy, so yeah. But yeah, the Nikaido guy, very hyper as well, which is just a very jarring start to the episode. Like, the elevator door is slamming on him and just all the intense shit that was going on, and they're the lifelong rivals, apparently, but it really did remind me of like a parasocial type relationship, somebody that you maybe have seen on the internet, or a celebrity who you don't know, and you're like, they're my best friend, and then they're like, who are you? But when they actually do know each other in real life, it's just a relationship that's mostly kind of one-sided. You're my lifelong rival, and I'm gonna be super crazy and in your face, and he's just like, I don't know. So it's interesting seeing all of these colorful people come into Ray's life, and again, like, the tonal contrast, while I do prefer the gloomier scenes, I do like the contrast that it provides, and you always have Ray as like the gloomy center, surrounded by all of the colored hyperactivity, which is interesting. Like, at the end, you know, he's surrounded by this, it's night, and there's this cool wind, but he's got that warm food from Akari there, keeping him warm, stuff like that I really like. So yeah, for now, he's just super excitable, and Ray kind of seems like he wants him to go away, but we'll see. As of right now, I also kind of want him to go away. Not like a super strong feeling, like, oh, that guy sucked, he was annoying, but like, if I had to pick, based on what I know about him so far, if I had to vote, stay or go, I wouldn't mind if he left, but he's fine for now, and I'm sure we will learn more about him and he'll become likable. But yeah, for now, just Ray, again, seeing more of his place and seeing them together there and how empty it is, no food, no toilet paper even, just learning more about the city and about Shogi. I don't know about the whole Dawn thing or a lot of the specifics, but getting little pieces as we go. I don't know if they'll ever go into a full extensive guide to exactly how Shogi works. I don't think so, and we don't really need that. I don't know how common Shogi is in Japan. I don't know if everybody just knows how to play it, if you come out the womb knowing how to play Shogi. But like the Dons, I mean, I don't know how many there are. I can guess, like, I get, you know, it's increasing in rank, but I don't know how difficult it is to go up in rank. I don't know how many there are. I mean, those other guys are higher, but they're older, so they've had more time. He seems to be better, or at least, you know, just because you win one match doesn't necessarily mean you're better all the time, but he did beat the guy the one time in that first showing. But yeah, seeing more of Shogi, just getting into his head some more. Like, we get his commute again. We learn how often Shogi players play, how often he makes this kind of commute. But that's cool, because that was a very atmospheric scene in the first episode, just watching his commute and wondering how often he does this same thing. And then we learn in this episode, basically, how often he does that, and to hear his thoughts as he's taking the commute this time, and how he is into staring at the water because of growing up in a place surrounded by rivers, and just getting that little more insight into him, seeing some of his past, seeing him meet the sisters and be surrounded by that warm environment. The supermarket, that's fun. Momo's super adorable. Akari is a super great character design, super attractive. I love how they were kind of messing with him. Like, oh, you would rather eat the instant noodles than come over to our house for a great home-cooked meal. And he, of course, being how he is kind of taking it very seriously, and he's like, no, I don't want to make you upset, when they're just messing with him and being friendly. And yeah, Akari, just super nice so far, but I can't wait to learn more. But even just what we have is good. I saw a thing where Yuki Tabata, the author of Black Clover, said in like the little author quotes at the end of Shonen Jump or whatever, he said that Akari from Sangatsu is his favorite female character in any manga that he's ever read. So that's interesting. I can't wait to see more of her. I don't have the nicest history with Black Clover, but I guess me and Tabata can relate on one level, I guess. She's not my favorite character of all time or anything, but I've only seen 2 episodes, but I like her a lot so far. So yeah, I'm still enjoying the show a lot. It's just so atmospheric. It has like this really warm quality to it, like when you're hanging out with Akari and the sisters, and just the visuals and the music, the OP and the ED. It's got this like warm-hearted quality to it, while also having sort of that somber, colder center in Rei that's kind of always there. And it's such an interesting contrast, and I'm not smart enough to describe it any better than that. It's just an interesting feeling watching the show that I can't quite entirely put into the best words possible. It can be very colorful and happy and exciting with some of these other characters around, and I really enjoy that. But then you do have that kind of, like I said, Rei in the middle of it all, kind of always having that more somber tone in the back of your mind. And they do such a good job with the visuals, regardless of the tone. Like when you're seeing a little bit of his past with the car crash and his mental state after that, and you're seeing him surrounded by shogi in the books, and just the way it was presented there, I almost started to get a little teary-eyed already, just from the visuals and the tone and everything. So yeah, I can't wait to see more. We know the girls are at least dealing with the deaths of their parents. In the first episode, I think they only said mom and grandma. I don't think they mentioned the dad, but they mentioned him here, unless I misunderstood that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think both parents are dead. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how recent. It seems much more recent, at least, than Rei's. And Akari said, or at least it seems she was saying, that having company over would be a good distraction. So they're probably still grieving, or at least she is. Maybe she's actually taking it really hard, maybe even harder than the younger ones. Momo is probably too young to fully understand and comprehend. Like the scene with the grandpa and her was really nice. And then you got Hina and Akari, and who knows, we don't know too much about them yet, especially Hina, but maybe Akari's actually taking it the hardest. But we shall see. I can't wait to learn more. See more of Akari, what she's dealt with at her job, what other kind of shit. Because like when she first started talking about somebody being left by the curb, I was like, is this like a personal experience? But it ended up being Rei and how they met. But what other kind of shit has she dealt with? What has she gone through? What's she doing with her life? I can't wait to see more. So let me know your thoughts on this episode, and we can talk about it more down in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed and you want to see more. Patreon is a thing that exists. Check it out in the description down below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.